Hey guys, David here from Evolution. The URL for the website is evolutional.com and it's below the video if you'd like to check it out. This video is on how to be fearless. No fear. Actually, no, it's not no fear. From all of my work on trying to reduce or eliminate fears, I've done all kinds of different methodologies for the last 6 years straight, I would say. I have found that most approaches that deal with trying to reduce or eliminate the fear don't work very well for long-term consistent handling of fear. So what did I find? Well, what I have found is that learning how to, what I say, embrace the fear, and you've probably heard it, or go through the fear, become intimate with the fear, instead of trying to push the fear, get rid of the fear, reduce the fear, eliminate the fear. Instead of that approach, you go along with the fear. It's kind of like feel the fear and do it anyway. But it's not feel the fear and do it anyway. It's go along with the fear and go towards what you want. It's a little bit different. It's hard to put into words. But it's more forgiving of the fear, which is just a response itself. And then, of course, we wire our stories into why we're afraid of something or why we can't do it. That's a big part of it, known as irrational fears. But yet the fear is still there within us. So, a lot of stuff has to be done around awareness and why we're afraid of something. That's true. And once we want to take action, though, to go towards what we want, say we want to, start going for that new career or go to dance class when we're deathly afraid of trying to dance and we feel like we have two left feet. Or, public speaking, probably the number one fear in the world of all time. Becoming intimate and changing your relationship with fear so that it's not fear that's the problem, it's our relationship with it and how we treat fear. So shifting how we relate to it, embracing it, befriending it, going to it, going through it and towards it, instead of trying to get around it, made all the difference for me in learning how to handle fear. And in effect, I'm saying this is becoming fearless, and it's one of those things where it's paradoxical because the fear is still there, but you're fearless because you're welcoming the fear. Okay, I've found that any approach that's paradoxical, that seems like it's not about overcoming it, but it's about being with something and letting it be there while you do it, is far more powerful, because then whatever comes in, whatever the fear is, it doesn't matter, the specific fear. So if I have a fear of being poor, so I do everything to hoard my money, or if I have a fear of getting fat or getting too skinny, or I don't know, any contextual fear, the context becomes less different. One, because we're more aware that we're adding a story into the fear, and two, because we handle our relationship with fear differently by embracing it and going towards it, then it doesn't matter so much. Now, certainly there are certain fears you want to keep. I think I want to keep some fear, like fear if a car is racing at me at 100 miles an hour that I want to get out of the way and it scares me. Definitely want to keep that fear. Fear of falling off a building, fear of getting eaten by a shark, fear of being eaten by a grizzly bear. Those are all good fears. And what we're talking about, of course, are those day-to-day, more mundane fears or irrational fears. So basically also what I'm telling you is, most all those fears are not really the fears that we need to be worried about. But, I can tell it to you, and I can tell it to myself even, and still have those fears pop up. But the more that I experience fear in this fearless way of embracing it, befriending it, becoming intimate with it, the more it can come and go, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect my life and stop me from doing what I want to or talking to who I want to, or doing a new project, or making this video on being fearless. So that's been my experience with handling fear and doing it in the most effective way, which is not to get rid of it and not to try to reduce it. Learning how to breathe properly definitely is important, how to ground and center. But that's more important for overall well-being, and not to reduce or eliminate fear, but to handle it when it does show up, and have our system be expanded so we can have the fear within us and still act and behave how we want anyway. So that's my experience with being fearless, so to speak. So leave your comments, questions, feedback below. And be sure to stop by and check out Evolution. The URL is below the video when you get a chance. And talk to you later. Bye.